everybody, it's Ginger from In Sheep's Clothing Yarn Shop here in the northwest corner of Connecticut, and I welcome you to my shopcast. Hope that you're all well, and I hope that you take the opportunity to get a drink, get you knitting, crochet, whatever it is that you're working on, and spend a little time with me. So I just finished up with a Zoom and a little in-shop workshop on doing the self-fringing shawls, which are featured right up here. And this is what we did today. We did a little miniature self-fringing shawl. This way it's something that you could practice on. You could another little piece for your chicken to wear, and this is what it looks like, and a great way to practice making the self-fringing edge. So simple. Everybody found it very easy to do. So anyway, it was really fun. But you can translate this into a much bigger shawl. I have it shown here in the bamboo bloom, and I show it here in the dappled and the purple, in the dappled, cumulus dappled, multicolored cotton from Juniper Moon. So, okay, so that's done. And then tomorrow we're going to do another little Zoom, and it's going to be, and I didn't grab it, the holiday chicken. The Christmas in July chicken. Chicklet. And, oh, it's right over there. Why is everything like right out of my reach? All right, I'm just going to grab it really fast. Hopefully I don't knock everything over in the process. Okay. So this was the Christmas in July little chicklet, and I'm going to show how to do the provisional cast on. Well, actually, on this particular chicklet, I do the cast on in a different place because I want to do the patterning and I want my stitches to be upright. So I actually do my provisional cast on right here. We do our pattern up, then I do my 3-needle bind off, and then I pick up from the provisional cast on and finish the bottom of my chicklet. So I will be showing how to do that tomorrow. So if you'd like to join us, I know it's last minute, so unless you get a chance to watch this tonight or early tomorrow morning, because it's going to be at 12 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. So looking forward to that. I always love doing little classes. And Zooms are so much fun because you get to see somebody that maybe you've never met before, so that's a lot of fun. I also, because this will probably come out depending on when I actually get this uploaded, it's either going to come out late Saturday night or Sunday morning. So I just want to take this opportunity to wish Rose from Ohio a happy birthday. I hope that you have a wonderful day with your friends. So, okay, what else do we have here? I do want to have a little chat about, I might as well get right into that. I want to have a little chat about my last shopcast last week. And I was showing the Louisa Harding Acer top, which is so beautiful. And then also this little, and little is the operative word here, cardigan. And I know a lot of you absolutely fell in love with it, especially the yarn. The colors are just totally amazing. The issue, and there became a slight issue about this, is that, yes, Louisa Harding's, and I never really noticed it that much, because most of the time I dealt with her accessories, like her Zara shawl that so many of you have made, and I'm looking at it across the room right now, but it's a beautiful piece. And so I do a lot of Louisa Harding's accessories. So I mean, I knew that a lot of her sizing was on the smaller side. However, it became pretty glaringly obvious, especially you know, with something like this, and it doesn't help that it's cropped too, is that the sizing is small. I think the largest piece that I found, and it was oversized, and actually she called it boyfriend pullover was done in mohair, and it was like a finished 50. So yes, I am aware, and I know it was very disappointing for some of you that were just dying to make some of these pieces, especially like this jacket here, because that should be able to be made in a bigger size. And I agree. And I forgot to find out what the size was on this. I think it, I don't even want to guess, 40, 48, something like that, 49 maybe. I would have to check for sure. Now I know, like on this top here, and I'm not making excuses for a designer because that's not my business, but the repeats on this are, I think they're like 16 stitch repeats. So you go from, and that you have to have two. So that 16, that's 32. So you have 32 extra stitches. So you're definitely going from like a small size to like a much bigger size to a much bigger size. But her sizing is just small anyway. So you would, I mean, that would be one way getting around that. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm aware, but also I don't knit for myself because I don't want to knit for my larger frame. I'm working on getting it down smaller. 12 pounds down, yay. It feels like it's taking forever, but that's okay. I'm in it for the long haul. But I'm going to make myself much more aware of sizing when I am showing you things, especially, you know, offering you things that you might want to make, because that is disappointing. I have become very used to always having to make things bigger. So I'm like in the frame of my mind of thinking, oh, and I found myself saying this, is, oh, you just need to add some more stitches in here, like this panel, like this right here could be made wider, the garter stitch panel, you know. But then it starts changing things. So actually, so that is the designer's, that's their job to do that planning. And I know we modify our sweaters. We modify everything that we make quite often. I mean, how rare is it for you to make something that is exactly the way the designer made it? We always have to tweak things. And I think it's just, like myself, it just makes me feel better if I tweak something, because, you know, it's not my design, but I'm kind of helping to make it mine because I am knitting it. So yes, so normally I would look at something like this and I would be mentally saying, well, I could do this and I could do that and this and that to make it bigger. So yes, so Louisa Harding Designs, if you are on the more medium to smaller size, yes, her garments would be good for you. But for for those of us that want larger sizes, there are so many other designers out there that do design for larger sizes, and there are some beautiful sweaters out there. And in the process of because that night when I started getting some comments and, you know, saying, oh, it's such a shame that, you know, the sizes are so small, it kind of opened my eyes and made me more think about things a little bit more, because I just haven't, and bad on me that I didn't do that. So yeah, so I'm changing my ways, and I'm going to start being more aware of sizing for you all and myself. But in the process of doing a little research about this, I found that there was this wonderful podcast, and it's called Knitted by Whitney. She's wonderful, and she has made, and I think if I remember correctly, she's been knitting for 4 years. She has the most beautiful sweaters that fit her beautifully, and she obviously is doing a gorgeous job with the knitting. But check her out, especially if you want to find a place that has more size and inclusivity for you. She's the definitely a nice podcast to check out. So Knitted by Whitney, I'll put that in the notes for you. And one of the podcasts that I was watching is she had a top 20 size inclusive patterns for beginner friendly, that were beginner friendly. And I thought that was it was a very nice podcast, and I think, you know, if you're looking for something like that, there you go, perfect place to go. And there's other ones too, but I just I wanted to find something for you. So yes, so I will be spending more time making sure that things that I show you include, you know, more sizes for you. And actually, in the process, and I noticed in a couple of the podcasts, there were the Lento sweater. And I was looking at that because I kind of was thinking, wouldn't that be a nice knit along sweater? And the Lento is just a top down, done on a bigger needle. So, and a lot of people have podcasts. Jonna Heelan, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. I guess it was a pattern that was in one of the Lana magazines. And it's a really cute, and so many people love this, and the sizing is really great. So that's a sweater that you might want to check out, is Lento. I was looking at it and I was all thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to start doing it. And then I kind of thought about it for a second. I'm like, oh, again, I would make some accommodations for myself, because I got this sweater in today. I got a couple sweaters in that I wanted to show you. They were from the Noro trunk show that I did down in Virginia. And one of the sweaters is called Portland, and it's done in the Capito yarn. And I have to say, I held it up to myself and I'm like, huh, well, this sweater actually fit me. Let me find the top of it here, because I did love this sweater very much. It's a nice, easy fitting, very pretty sweater. I adore the length of the sleeve on it. And, oh, I didn't even know. So the front is the only part that has the cable on it. But when I held it up, and I'm like, huh, hey, you know what? This might actually fit me. So I decided to try it on. And I came to a couple of conclusions. First of all, the top would fit me. The top would fit me now. However, because it's too short and it has a ribbing that draws in, I can't do that. I've become very, very used to, and I'm very comfortable in an A-line. I like anything that skims my body. Don't want anything that is going to be, it needs to skim. So that doesn't work. But I mean, so I automatically went to thinking, oh, well, the sweater could be done in it could be done as an A-line. As I was thinking that, I'm thinking about the Lento, and I'm like, yeah, I would need to make this as an A-line, or I would need to wait quite a while before I could make something that would actually, it's been such a long time, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about ribbing anymore. I know I never liked really tight ribbing, except for when I was skinny. But now I'm just not sure how I would feel about it. I probably now would feel more comfortable with an A-line, period. So anyway, so I was so happy. So this is going to be a store sample. It will be here in the shop, that if you want to take a look at it, it is here. And then also I was very excited because this came in, because I did not have this for you to see for the Noro trunk show. And now I can show it to you in person. And here it is. This is the, oh, what did they call it? I'll have to look in the magazine. But there it is. It is like a poncho. It's knit sideways. The sides are open. Now, if you weren't comfortable with that and you wanted them closed up, it would be easy enough to do that. But both sides are closed or open. And then it has a self-fringing bottom. So it's super, super easy. But you can see how it's very generous. Even the small size is very, very generous. But this is one that I tried to, yuck, yeah. See, when I look at the colors, that yellowy green, and horrible on me. Yeah, this doesn't do a thing for me. So not a good color for me, but let me find the magazine. I'll give you a little information about that. The name is called Foresight. And it goes, the extra small size on this, I'll talk about generous sizing. The extra small size on this is a 59 inch, okay? And it goes up to 74 inches. So most people that I know, most of my customers were making the small size, the extra small size. I don't know. This actually looks bigger than the extra small anyway. I haven't measured it, but I think it is, because it really looks pretty generous. So anyway, I wanted you to see that, and that will also be residing in the shop, so yay. That was probably the most popular piece that was in the trunk show. Okay, and that was featured in the Noro 24, the most recent. Before we know it, it's going to be time for Noro 25, the fall and winter. I don't know when it's coming in yet, but end of July. I have a feeling it's going to be coming in sooner than later this year. And it's pouring like crazy outside. Now it's starting to clear up. It's funny, it's one of those things, I got the message on the phone that said heavy rain starting at 4:30. Well, what if it started like 4:30 exactly. That was amazing. Okay, let's see. So we talked about the Dapple Ridge. Oh, new sweater alert. Have you seen the framed sweater by Andrea Mowry? So beautiful. So here it is. It's up on Ravelry. I had gotten it. It was in my email the other day. I love anything that's really graphic. And let's see here. Now, okay, I have a few things to say about it. Not bad. I just have some things I need to talk about. Now she uses Spin Cycle with this, with that multicolored, but gradiating at the same time. So the chart, if it just quick look there, it looks like a quilt. Now I did look at a whole bunch of pictures that were on Ravelry, and depending on what colors you did, it's one of those things you have to be very thoughtful, I think, about the colors that you use and which spin cycle. What's the yarn called? She has. There's Spinster's Daughter, which is the solid worsted weight, and then there's I guess it's the Dream State. That's the multicolor. I think you have to be very thoughtful about which color you use, and I think it also depends on how you feel about it, because I've shown this to a number of people, and everybody's response is a little different. Some people absolutely love it. Other people are like, I think I'd like it in just a solid colors. So that's kind of my feeling in a way, because I would like to really see that really graphic pattern. However, it is going to look very quilty, which it is, but I mean more so. So I think using the multicolor like that kind of gives it more life, or just a different way of looking at it. I'm not sure how to say that. So, but again, so it got me thinking, and I have some yarns here that I was pulling, thinking about it, and I was like, well, what would I be using for the Spin Cycle, because I don't carry Spin Cycle. And I thought about it, and I knew I had one yarn, but it was a fingering weight, and I'm like, that's not working. And I didn't want to beef it up with anything else, because now you're changing the color, the multicolor. So I happened to find a skein that I had left of this yarn that I was carrying, and I wasn't sure whether it was still available, and it is. It's from Queensland, and it's called Brisbane. And this is what it looks like. Now, this particular colorway happened to have just a lot of purples. It was more, just mono, what's the word that I want? Just no introduction of any other colors. So, that's one way if you want to do that. So I'm not like super excited. I mean, I have it and I wanted to try it, but it got me to thinking. So I went and I looked, and sure enough, it's still available, and they had some new colors, and I ordered a couple new colors because I want to see how it's going to work out. And the colors that I ordered are more multi. There's a little bit more going on with them. So I'll share those with you next week when they come in. But it just, especially this, I'm not feeling like I want to work with purple anyway. But also another thing is, I need to be realistic. And in this case, it's very easy for me to be realistic about this because I'm not making a whole sweater. I have way too much on my plate right now for me to make this, take the time that this is going to take to make this particular sweater. So what am I going to do about this? I'm going to make a hat. I have come to find, I never used to be a hat maker, but I have come to find that making hats, first of all, is a great sample. It's a great way to see how yarns work up. And if your gauge doesn't work out, not a big deal. It'll fit somebody. And as long as you make proportionate adjustments, it will fit somebody. So that was my thought, was that I would do a hat. I'm still not sure that I want to do this one. And maybe it's because I'm saving this skein for a special purple person. I actually have somebody in mind that might enjoy working with this. But also I was like, well, what do I want to put it with? And I wasn't really sure. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do about that. It calls for 2 solids and then the multi. So I'm not sure about this. I do love the idea. Now this is Jody Long Alba Aran. So this is the Aran weight. This is the big sister of Alba. And Alba is that yarn I love so much. That's a sport weight yarn. And I love these colors. Look at these. Love these colors. So I'm hoping that these might work with some of with the two Brisbane that I ordered, or one of those colors will work with it. But anyway, I started trying out that new way of swatching in the round. I was all excited about doing it. And I have to say, it works, except I think it probably works better if you use one color. I started getting myself a little confused. And then you have to go back and forth with 2 yarns. And I started having like a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, so I wasn't kind of loving it with doing 2 colors. I almost felt like maybe I would just rather just do it the original way and just have one pass across the back and make a bigger swatch. So that's one way. But anyway, I got enough done to see what the pattern was looking like. And this was the color that I was doing. I have it at home. I ripped the swatch out, but that's what I was working with. And I might even just keep it with just 2 colors because I wanted to see how it would look 2 colors. Maybe I don't want to do the spin cycle, for that third look. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know. But anyway, so I'm going to do a hat sample in that and see what I think. Then I also have another Jody Long yarn, which is called Andiamo Light, and it's a worsted weight. And I've had this color wound down. Is that just a beautiful green? And I'm secretly hoping that because one of them was a multi-green, secretly hoping that would work with this. So I would like to do a hat and try that out and then do the 3 colors. I would probably do like a cream color with this and then the spin cycle. So I'll let you know how that works out. So yeah, so that was kind of exciting to see that pattern. And so I don't know how many of you were planning on making that sweater. I'd love to know if you're planning on it. Let's see, what else do I have in here that I want to talk about? Okay, so I've made a lot more progress. I'm almost there. I think I only have another 8 inches left. This is like taking me forever, and it's just 13 stitches, but I've had so many other things in between. But every night I try to work a little bit on it. And here I am. It is this, it's right there. It's the, what's it called? It's the Grand Pico Chunky Scarf. I cannot wait. So what they have you do is you make this one long piece. There we go. There's my scarf. Can't believe I'm not quite done yet. Almost. I really tried to force myself last night because I wanted to get to the point where I could start picking up. At least have that to show you today. But I couldn't. I was just so tired. I knit a little bit, close my eyes a little bit. Knit a little bit, close my eyes. And I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. And then I just made a goal for myself. All right, if you can get to 100 rows, well, not 100 rows, 100 repeats, which actually ends up being 100 of these holes going up. You can get to there, you can go to bed. So that's what I did. So I worked until I had 100, and then I said, all right, I'll finish the rest tomorrow, which tonight I will do. And then I can't wait, because what happens is you pick up along the edge for that lace section. So you're knitting the lace section and adding it at the same time. So I can't wait to do that part. I can't wait to do that part, because that's interesting to me. You have some knitting to do, then you pick up, and that would be entertaining for me. So I will enjoy doing that. And then also I wanted to just show you, look at this hat. I'm going to kit up a few of these projects, like the scarf I just showed you, this hat I'm going to kit up, and these socks. I'm ordering the yarn in. It's a DK. I'm going to use Perfection for this, which is an acrylic wool blend. But look at those cute socks. These are a DK weight. So I will get the yarn in for that. Yeah, so I can't wait. So hopefully next week I'll have that to show you. So close, so close. All right, yeah, so that's my job tonight, is to do that. And then I have another knitting project that I'm doing, or going to start. And that is, okay, so I fell in love, and so a lot of you also fell in love with that tomato color for that top. There it is. I don't even like orange red, but this color is so stunning, I can't help myself. I'm sure I probably cannot wear it. I mean, I also love this. Oh, and speaking of that, I love this too, but yeah, this I'm not wearing. But I want to make a little correction from last week. So I talked about, where's my cowl? I start piling everything up on top of each other. Okay, so I was talking about this cowl last week. And a number of you are making this as is. And I had mentioned, well, what happened was I accidentally put this color together with, now I can't find the ball of yarn, with, oh, come on, it's across over on the table. Did I put another skein? Remember that gorgeous multi-orange? I have to do it again. I'm sorry. I have to do it again. You have no idea how much I organize myself, and I still manage to leave things over on the other side of the table. Here we go. Okay. I was drooling over this color combination, just drooling. So much that even though I knew, I had said that I was going to work on that other piece, which I did, I couldn't help myself. I had wound these down before I left the store. I said, just in case I get done what I want to get done, then I'll treat myself. Well, obviously I didn't get that scarf piece done, but I couldn't help myself. I still needed a treat. So anyway, I started to knit this cowl. The one that I was just showing you, this one here. So I started to knit it. Now this one is using the Bamboo Bloom with a strand of, this is not the right color at all, but I will just show you this, with a strand of Silk Garden. And you don't knit them together. You knit 2 rounds of one and 2 rounds of the next. Or 1 and 1. No, I think it's 2 and 2. Yeah, that doesn't match at all. So I did that. I cast on, I started working, and I did a color change. And I looked at the repeat, and I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work. So I kept knitting, and the more I did it, I was getting this old familiar feeling, like when I did that Market Square bag, that was not to my liking. The apple green with the whatever other color it was, the pink multi. And the green was just so strong and it just overpowered. Well, guess what? This is a slip stitch pattern, okay? And the orange was totally overtaking. Even though they were equal, this totally was overtaking this beautiful color. So I just said, okay, this time you're going to stop. This time you are not going to continue knitting and just not be happy with it. So I ripped it out and said to myself, all right, you're just not doing that. You're going to do something different. You're going to find a multi to put with this instead, because I'm always happy putting the multi with this, with the Bamboo Bloom for this project. Or you could just do a plain cowl. A lot of you, yeah, you love the Bamboo Bloom, but even this here, nice easy project. This would be so pretty in this. So just a nice easy project to do. These would make great gifts. And as you can see here, you just knit around, and then when you come to the slub in the yarn, you just purl it, which makes it come to the front and gives it some additional texture. But yes, too bad. But I did have one customer that she thought these were great together, but she's not doing the cowl. She is doing the dappled shawl, the self-fringing shawl. That I think will be stunning, because then you've got stripes going. You can decide how little or much you want. She's going heavier with the Bamboo Bloom with bright pops of the orange, and I think that will be so much better. So I can't wait. I hope she shares. I hope that you share pictures of that shawl. I think it'll be great. But yeah, sometimes you think an idea is great and it's just not. And I really think that it comes down to the whole thing of it's a slip stitch pattern. I didn't, there was a color, I had mentioned this the last time when I did this. I had done one that had a blue purple multi, and then I did a purple solid. It was too dark, and all you could really see, the purple is what caught your eye, and I was never super happy with it. So I think the only way that you can get away with doing something a solid with this would be if it is heathered and lighter, because you just don't want it overtaking the multicolor. So just keep that in mind. So I just wanted to let you know that don't always listen to every single thing I say, because, you know, knitting is like so many other things. You don't know. I had somebody that was in, and she was trying to choose colors to go with for her cowl, and you would think that sometimes it would be just so easy, and it wasn't. We had a tough time trying to figure out, and in the end, excuse me, and in the end, it was still kind of one of those things. It's like, you know, I hate to say it, and I was trying to find an odd ball, some scrap of what yarn she was looking to put with this, that she could just try it out, because she was getting a big ball of a Noro yarn, and I just didn't have that color. And it was just one of those things where she was willing to give it a try because she could use the yarn for something else if it didn't work out. But sometimes it's like a lot of things. You have to try it out first. You cannot be guaranteed that something is going to look great once you start knitting it together. I mean, we've all found that out. So, and don't beat yourself up about it because you don't know. That's why so many designers, they try different color combinations. If it's not successful, then you go on to the next one. So anyway, so I just wanted to update you on that. In case you wanted to try it, I did not want you to try it and then be unhappy with it. So, okay, and then also, speaking of this, because I love this color so much, I need to make something with it. And also, because it is so incredibly soft and it would feel so wonderful on, I have to do a one skein project with this yarn. First of all, just to show how gorgeous it is. And second of all, just because I have to knit something with it. So I thought about it, and then I said, wait a minute, you've got the perfect project for this. Now, a couple years now, I keep doing this. I designed this cowl, and then I keep doing different. I love the cowl so much that I do it in so many different yarns. So this is my lacy edged cowl. And this is done in Madara from Noro. And I love it. Let me just put it on. I love a cowl because, unlike here I am making a scarf, but that's all right. I love that scarf, and I will put something on it so that it doesn't fall off. But whenever I put a scarf on, I always end up one end falls down, and then I actually lose the scarf. But I love this because, and this is of course my favorite color, but look at this. I love that. Now what you can do is you could do this, and you're all tucked in, and you don't have to worry about adjusting yourself, or you can just wear it out like that. But I love this lace. I think I've told you, I always love a good chevron lace. So anyway, I'm going to do this, and it's super easy once you get done with the lace, and then you're always sorry that the lace is done. But then it's just stockinette, you're decreasing. This is one of those projects, a couple days, 3 days to make it. So anyway, yes, need to do it in this. It will be so soft. It will be so wonderful. So yes, I'm going to wind this down, and I will be doing this in between the scarf. But yeah, this color, this makes me so happy. I don't wear a lot of my knitting. And lots of times too, even with cowls, if I make them and I really love it and I want to wear it, I find sometimes it's like I get too hot and I have to take it off. That would be another thing about that cowl, is I don't think, there was something I was wearing one time, I think it was in that yarn, and I remember being delighted that I didn't have to keep taking it off, putting it back on, because it was the cotton, and it was great. But I can get too overheated. But when it gets chilly here in the shop in the wintertime, this is something that I can put on and just wear. I have the AC on right now, and actually I had turned it off before because it was frigid in here. I have a real hard time getting that AC to just be comfortable without turning into a popsicle. But it got so cold I had to turn it off, and then it got hot, and now it's back on, and it's cool in here. So I'm actually quite comfy right now. This is not you don't come in here without a little something to wear, because it just stays very chilly. My husband would probably have a heart attack if he ever walked in here and felt how cold it is sometimes. Yeah, because we don't keep our house like that. It's just I can't seem to adjust it. It either gets too warm or it's just too darn cold. But anyway, okay, so cowl. Yes, and I've made this in so many different yarns, and you just choose your favorite color. This has been a very, very popular piece. So lacy edged cowl, and this is up on my website. And I think what I'll do is I will work on that, and I'll see about offering this cowl in the in the Camilla and in the different color combinations I have. I have a pretty pale pink, like an icy pink. This would be pretty in purple. Yeah, well, I'll do that. I will do that, promise. All right, so what else? Wind my day down. Okay, so also, all right, I still have a few farming. I can't believe how many you guys just loved. You ate this magazine right up. So I still have a few. I think I might still need to reorder some more, just so that I have, especially once I put them up on the website. You're going to need the magazine for the patterns, so I probably need to do that. But in the process, I subscribed to Piecework magazine, and I used to get it all the time, and I just decided, because one of the issues that they were doing was on, is it this one or is it the other one? Visible mending. I don't know if any of you are into that. I have this idea that I want to use visible mending for, and I got to get on it before somebody else ends up doing it. But yeah, I need to do that. But visible mending, for those of you that don't know what that is, and I have like a couple of these now, and I still haven't used either one of them. But it's this little, see that little gadget right there? It's for mending. And unfortunately, they just had this one little article. I thought it had like a big article about it, but I did not find it. But I've been finding online a lot of articles about it. And if you go like on Pinterest and look under visible mending, some of the beautiful things that people are doing. And so what it is, visible mending, so like say that you have a hole in a sweater. So instead of like trying to make it invisible, what you do is you make a circus out of this piece of mending. You make this beautiful, and quite often they're like plaid looking, lots of multicolors, and they are amazing. So like if you have like, say, a whole bunch of little holes and you do that, it's gorgeous. And then of course, if you have one spot, my lights are flickering. If you have one spot, then you just go and you do something over here. It's so gorgeous, and I'm sad that it's not in this. I didn't think to even get a picture of it to show you, because some of them are just so beautiful. But anyway, like I said, I have this thought about what I want to do, but first I really kind of need to use the mender first. But a lot of people are really getting into it and doing some pretty things. It's kind of like, well, this is woven though. No, this is not what I'm talking about. Okay. Well, anyway, I saw they had all kinds of like mending. Oh, and this too. This is why I had to get the magazine. I forgot about this. There's a pair of mittens in this magazine. Now, if you think that you might like an issue, a copy of the Piecework magazine, if it's something that you think that if I carried it, you might be interested, because I'm on the fence. I'm not sure whether I want to just, stock it in the shop or not. But occasionally they have some really interesting knitting patterns, and I thought these mittens were amazing. I think these are by Meg Swanson. Elizabeth's. Look at these. And I think the idea behind these mittens are that you make the mittens and then you sew kind of like a patch, that green on there. But then what happens is, see that? Say that if you, I think that was the idea that I had seen about this. Yeah, that if they get worn out, all you have to do is take that patch off, re-knit it, and put it back on. I think that's great. But I think they're awfully cute too. And my favorite waffle weave stitches there also. But I think those are fun. I'd like to make those. But anyway, so if you think that you might, and look, they have, this is the rest of the article. But if you think that this is a magazine that you might like to see me carry, let me know. Because I'm happy to get it for myself, that's for sure. Yeah, I love those mittens. I think they're adorable. And then this one, I'm not sure if there was anything in here that I wanted to show you. Again, they have knitting in here too. And there's just a little of everything. There's weaving, there's knitting. There's a little knit sweater in this one. So a little baby sweater. So you get some nice, and the articles are always so well written, and the pictures are always gorgeous. And oh, that's some needlework. Yeah, so always just, here's a lace something or other. Lace shawl. Yeah, so they generally have knitting patterns in here. So, but if you've never seen a piecework, you should check it out. All right, so Piecework magazine. And then I think I have one last thing that I want to mention to you. And then I'm going to call it a day. I don't know if you've ever seen the Fay Wing shawl. I made this a few years back. So it's a free pattern, and it's by Kelly McClure. I've told so many people about this pattern. There it is. And here it is behind me. Now this I did in Akari, and I love doing it, which is a Noro yarn. And we just take this off. Actually, the sweater that's underneath is done in Akari. There's an Akari Solo, which is the solid color, and then there's the multicolor. So that's a combination of the two. But this is the Akari Solo. This pattern, again, look at this. Is it the same? I think it's the same type of lace that this is. I think it is. Well, anyway, it's really similar. But there you go, another chevron lace, which I love. And then this lace pattern is very simple, and then garter stitches in between. And this takes one ball. Put this back on. It takes one of the big giant balls of Akari. And here's the Akari Solo. And now Akari is such a joy to work with. That's probably one of the reasons I liked making it so much, is because it is so soft. Let's see, it's thick. Even with glasses on, I can hardly see this. 26% silk and 21% cotton, 15% viscose. This is like, it has everything in it. 14% mohair, 12% wool, and 12% polyamide. There's I think like 520 yards in here. So it has great yardage. It feels fabulous. You're doing this on a 6 or 7 needle. Although I might have, let me see, did I do it on an 8 for the shawl? I'm looking here. No, 7. Yep, so I did it on a 7. Then I also, this is the original one I did. Let me find it. Here we go. So I did it originally in the Akari, which is the multicolor. And I enjoyed making it so much. Here we go. But isn't that beautiful? So the Akari Solo is also, so these are, okay, I have one left. And this color is discontinued. So yeah, one left of this purple, which is just beautiful. And then I have the blue multi. This would be very pretty. And then a little bit brighter if you like the purples and turquoises. And then a little bit more earthy. So those are the irregular Akaris that I have. And then I think I have some pink. I have pink. And then I also have some purple. I think I have some yellow and like a lime green. Very, I'm not sure if I do have green. I might be imagining that. But I might have a ball of the green up there too. But it's just wonderful that it takes one ball and that's it. Also silk, I think I had somebody do it. Yes, I did have a customer that she did this in Silk Garden, which was beautiful. It was stunning what she did in the Silk Garden. I think it took her 4 or 5. Yeah, it must have taken her 5 Silk Garden, because that's 550 yards to do that in. So you could certainly do it in Silk Garden as well, or do it in a solid. Camilla would be beautiful in this. But if you're looking for something that's that looks exquisite and that's easy, this is the piece for you. Even if you're not like a big lace person, the lace, it's an easy lace to do. So yes, so that is called Fay Wing, and I'll put that in the notes for you as well. Okay, big pile of stuff here. And let me just make sure that I've gotten through everything that I wanted to talk to you about. I think so. I still haven't had a chance to talk to my sister. I did make the attempt. Couldn't get through to her. I want to do my sidewalk sale. And I'm thinking not next Wednesday, but I'm thinking like the last Wednesday of this month, because I'd like to get it in July. And that is, I will probably, just because I haven't done a Facebook, probably gonna do it on Facebook, because I've done it there before. Pretty much have the lay of the land for doing the sidewalk sale there. So I might just do it there. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know when the actual date is. I'd probably be doing it on a Wednesday evening. That's generally when I do something like that. This way I can remind everybody on my What's New Wednesday of what's, a reminder what's going on. So, okay. So I think that I'm going to wrap it up, and you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you again next week. And don't forget that if you have time and you want to join me for the Zoom tomorrow, Sunday the 21st, 12 noon, I will be doing the Zoom for the holiday Chicklet. Okay? All right, so you all take care, get some knitting done, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.